So what if this time we did this in the proper order? Shocking concept, I know, but why don't we catch that intro movie before we start the expansion? However, as you may have noticed in our previous episode, where we watched the Heavensward trailer, we got a copyright strike and had to replace it with royalty-free music, which was an incredible effect that honestly, I don't know if this channel could ever replicate that level of genius again. So we're going to emulate it instead. I'm going to go ahead and turn off game audio capture. Boop. Enjoy the silence. And you're just going to have to hear me talk over it. And we are once again going to put the royalty-free music over it, but this time, hopefully, without losing our own audio track. I think that this can be done. And worst case, it just won't. And once again, we'll have the royalty-free. Now, I know this one because this is the one that played back when I was first playing this game, which is odd to think about because I think Shadowbringers was out when I was playing in a big way. But I've definitely had this song coming on repeatedly after I got disconnected in the past. Or maybe Shadowbringer, I don't think it does though. Who knows? Those initial notes were familiar. Hey there. That's not Minfilia, surely. Is it? No, that's Ida. Or Lisa. And lo, Meteor Survivor. Atop the hand. Their full monk. Did the monk exist before this expansion? I don't know. Because this is a pugilist, isn't it? I think that the monk was in the base game. Meteor Survivor, you are just looking kind of Clinty right there. Canon. It is strange the levels of technology that coexist in Eorzea, don't you think? Atop a vast desert. I've dreamed of this place. That's a strange memory to recall. Hey, red versus blue. They're getting their machinima on. The state of the... yeah. We should learn to read that script, because I certainly can't. That must be Garlemald. It's always Frankenstein's castle and Garlemald. So where are we now? Is anyone going to think of the Alamegans? Whoa. Rapture? I know there is an underwater zone coming our way in this expansion. Man, we're blessed to be able to fly going into these expansions, truly. Sense of scale in the cutscene is vast, but then again it was in Heavensward too, and that was not something that the game really strove to achieve. Garleans in the streets, huh? The occupying army in its occupation. Oh, just the sheathed sword in the gun, huh? Iconic. Wait, was that Meteor Survivor before? Because this is Meteor Survivor. Maybe he was just differently shaven then. If it wasn't, who was it? What other scruffy white boy do we have? Whoa! MS. Impressive. Even in their fully animated cutscene. Ah, the theme. Damn. Can you believe that we were thinking of skipping this? Why don't we get rolling? And hey, Erwin, are you there? Boop. Game audio back. As you can see, I was doing a little bit of dark knighting earlier. My buddy needing to get through up to Midgard Zormer to get his crystals stripped away from him. Let's cease to be that, why don't we? What level is our summoner anyway? Maybe we should summon a little bit out there. 62? This content's gonna be like starting at 60, right? So that's too low. Too low, too low. We do need to get that summoner to 70 before we reach Endwalker. Because then we can actually level through Endwalker, which will be a first for us. To actually be getting some experience from the MSQ. But this is it. We've come so fucking far. This is the last of the catch-up. With the vaunted warrior of light marching beside them, the men and women of the Eorzean Alliance prepare to liberate Alamigo, a land conquered by the Garlean Empire 20 years ago. Meanwhile, in the Far East, the freedom fighters of the fallen nation of Doma struggle to rekindle the fires of hope in their countrymen. Commence, my dude. Oh yeah, it's time. Yeah, I mean, it was never really a serious consideration that we could skip this. It would be contrary to our entire ethos. I bet everybody's going to have new dialogue, though, right? The signs will be spread thin in the coming days, so Real and I are discussing assignments. I might have to reorganize my filing system. Things are heating up in Alamigo, but we can't afford to lose track of the trouble that might be brewing in the rest of the realm. Don't you worry, though. I'll be keeping an ear to the ground, my nose in the air, and one eye on the horizon. I take no responsibility for that voice. Now, we've heard this one. Treat back pain with a soak. Maybe this is just the same dialogue as before. Probably won't do a long session tonight. I forgot. A few things to do. We had like a 2-hour Death's Gambit. Lady Flamen, I sent her outside to enjoy a quiet cup of tea. Much has happened these past moons, and we could all use a rest every now and again. Yeah, what a crazy fucking world Lady the Flamen's living in. Yeah, this is familiar dialogue, so why don't we start getting ourselves into trouble? Sorry, my throat is all frogs this evening. If all proceeds to plan, we should be receiving word that Alliance forces have secured Baelsar's wall. Until then, though, we can but ensure we are ready to move the moment we hear news. Beyond the Great Wall. Alphino is a man with a great deal on his mind. Still not a man. He's like 16. Maybe 17. He's supposed to be 17 in Endwalker, so he's probably 16 now.
Respond to the disappearance of Omega and the Primal.
Well, how did we respond? We basically just said, shrug, it's fine. I hope we don't get to a point where too much of the MSQ is voiced, because that will harm my
mind cannot help but stray to grim places.
Fully voiced is not the best way to hold my attention in games like this.
Alphino, a message from the Alliance.
It's about time. Pray summon the others at once.
I'm trying to imagine the experience of playing this on the day and just being like, it starts again. Tataru's running in. It's been a few months since you had anything new. Or who knows how they always break the final 2 patches, the final single patch into 2, I think, so that they can do a first setup, then a final setup.
General Aldin reports that his forces have secured the breach in Baelsar's wall.
Nice. Oh, shit. So Lisa doesn't wear her mask anymore.
There is still no sign of either at this time. He writes that they will begin a more thorough investigation shortly. And, as expected, he wishes to petition the aid of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
As expected.
The Alliance's decision to capture a part of Baelsar's wall is open to interpretation.
What does that mean?
The wall serves to demarcate Imperial territory, Alamigo included, from the rest of Eorzea. To an observer, the Alliance's actions could be seen as a prelude to invasion.
I'm sure that the Alamegans are hoping that that's the case.
Indeed. And the Alliance leaders have no wish to be branded invaders.
I guess. I mean,
You're saying they won't fight for Alamigo? Even after everything that's happened?
we had to do an East Asian expansion, ma'am.
Not without the consent of her people, no. Make no mistake, Lys. The Alliance is in complete agreement that the
Lys.
Empire must be purged from Eorzea. However,
We
they
need
will
to
not
stop
set
climate
foot near
change.
Avania until they
We
have
all
formally
agree.
secured the consent and cooperation of the Alamegan opposition.
How formal are they?
They would have us act as intermediaries.
Precisely. The Scions are uniquely qualified to serve in this capacity. That is to say, Lys's, given her personal connection to the Resistance.
Do they know her as
To broker an
herself
agreement
or
between the
as
Alliance and the
Ida?
people of Alamigo, assuming you are willing, of course.
Honestly, I see no. Oh, so her neck tattoos are gone. What about everybody else's?
Of course I am. You know I'd like nothing more.
Rook pointed this out to me. We need to check to see. Thancred definitely had them. I don't remember if.
As for who should accompany you on said diplomatic mission,
Thancred,
I had a mind
turn
to
your head.
volunteer myself.
Boyo, turn your head and cough.
Well,
Yeah.
that was the talking part. But you just know there'll be trouble along the way. Are you available?
Not for the talking part. As if you have to ask. Just do it with pantomime. Meow.
Thanks.
Always with the
It means
fist.
a lot knowing you'll be there.
I do appreciate
I
that
too shall accompany you. Such endeavors are seldom hampered by a surfeit of healers.
I don't know if she had the tattoos. I think she did.
Good
We
point.
couldn't see them.
Allow me to offer my services as well.
She definitely didn't. She wasn't. She was no son of Baelsar.
I have spent quite enough time here of late, so I'll be coming. But we will need someone to keep an eye on things.
Just make Tataru do it. I don't understand.
I trust you have no objections.
Oh, okay. Making, I'm blanking on his name again. Like, I'm not looking.
Shall I continue to serve as caretaker of the Waking Sands?
What's his fucking
and
name?
There keep watch for
I looked
signs
at
of primal
Orianger.
and Asian activity both.
Thank you,
As
Orianger.
capable as my learned friend undoubtedly
His
is,
tattoos are still
there
there.
are some troubles that may prove too much for a single scion, on account of which I mean to stay.
So,
It is settled then. Let us each see to our preparations.
Thancred's tattoos still being there means one of two things. Either Ida's tattoos weren't real, because she wasn't an actual son of Baelsar. She was being emulated as one. And Papa Lemo put the tattoos on there for her to secure the deception. But that would be... Hang on, we started at the wrong place here. Did Papa Lemo put the tattoos on everyone, or did he only put them on her to secure the deception? If he put them on everyone and they're only gone from her, then that strongly suggests that he's still out there. It is saying to her, be yourself, not your sister. If, though, there were counterfeits put on to secure that incognito style, then we don't really know what that means. It could mean that he's dead and his magics are gone, or it could still be him releasing her from that fiction. God damn it, I wish I didn't start, I wish I couldn't walk during those. Spirits, Code Knight, spirits. Even if we are not more than bit players in their tale, we must do our utmost to support the senior scions, and Arwen most of all. Abalamo's absence will be keenly felt for some time. Would we had the strength to aid others in his stead? Well said, Ori. Every man to his purpose, we must not doubt ours. Sister, please, you never know who might be listening, and more importantly, we have our own mission to attend to. If you're too busy thinking such thoughts, you're liable to get us both killed. Even as bit players, they show such passion, such fervor. Oh, what I wouldn't give to be a bit player too. Or better yet, play with their... Yeah. Ribald. Body. Aye, Captain. You can count on us. In our absence, Urianger and Thancred will handle administrative affairs. Continue to coordinate your operations with Eliane and the others, and report to them directly should you receive word of primal activity. I just realized who Y'shtola's voice is. She's Central from Invisible Ink. There's no going back once we cross this bridge, and the gods only know what awaits us on the other side. Infilia said Infilia would have given anything for a chance to liberate her homeland. Were she still with us, I know she'd be the one leading the way. Infilia's also Alamegan. Is everybody here from Alamigo? Are the Scions like a weird ragtag band of exiles? Let's adjust our UI, by the way. We have no need of two kings. Oh, that's the second line. You're ready, Shadow Walker. There can be no turning back once we depart. Almost. There's but one thing that remains undone. Even Tataru has her limits, and so I've taken it upon myself to assist her in managing communications. Did we already say this? With various organizations and our members in the field. Brill and the others are counting on us for their support, after all. I think that we did already read that one. You can see how much retention I've got on these things. What will become of our homeland? I know not what to think of this endeavor. Were I 10 years younger, nay, 5, I would not hesitate to join Lady Yugiri and Lord Gosetsu in their fight for freedom. How's this all gonna come to a head? So it's finally... Oh, we could actually change her voice now, couldn't we? We could change her voice now, because she's not doing her sister's voice anymore. What does that mean? What should she be? We can think about it. So it's finally happening. Don't tell anyone, but I'm feeling a little bit nervous. Only a bit, mind. I'll be fine once we get going, hopefully. I actually saw a YouTube video earlier that said how to make 100 distinct voices, which is definitely something I'm interested in. It seems foolish, but I'm definitely a man who's inclined to discount advice that is about basic human things. Or not even discounted, because once I've heard it, I'm often impressed by it. It's more like, there's no way that could be helpful. The preemptive discount. You remember Manago, don't you? The messenger who brought word of the Griffin's attack at Baelsar's wall? Well, she left not long ago, having made a full recovery. If you see her in Girabanya, be sure to send my love. Yeah, that was the Resistance member. I recall her, although I hadn't thought of her again until this moment. Thank you for tying up that loose end. I imagine it's because she'll be reused.
Ready, my friend?
Oh yes. Oh yes. What do you think the Scions think of Erwin, who is just asked questions and then pauses
I leave the rising stones in your capable hands.
for several seconds and like nods, and that's his
Don't
answer?
worry, Alphino. I'll see that the place is still standing when you come back.
Who voices Alphino? Colin Santisuk Ryan, who's a couple years older than myself. He also played Lorenzo de Medici in BBC series Leonardo.
Hasn't folded all. You are bound for Girabanya?
Aye. The Alliance would have us make contact with the Alamegan resistance as soon as possible.
His mugshot is a little bit unflattering.
Begins then. As soon it shall in Doma, if the gods are good. 'Tis but a pity it must be now. I am sorry that we shall not be present to fight beside you in the battles to come.
Oh, of course, when I searched for pictures of him, I also found pictures of Nipa Dubs doing Alphino. Goof.
Then let us thank you instead. You and yours stood with us from the first, when we came to this land as refugees in search of sanctuary. Loath am I to think what might have become of my people, had you not extended to us the hand of friendship. We will never forget. This I solemnly swear.
Much has changed since first you set foot on these shores. Revenant's toll stands as a testament to that. I'm sure your people will manage in your absence.
Indeed. They have built a new home for themselves and no longer need me to shepherd them. The time has come for Kozetsu and I to return to our master, to our home.
Didn't Dubs get married? I thought he married a
It's time
dude.
I went home too.
Though our battlefields be 1,000 mounds apart, our purpose is one. That all men hearken to the clarion call of freedom, of liberation, from Eorzea to the far east, that they may rise up and cast down the curse of Garlemald.
Oh, he did. Oh, yeah, he has a husband, at
Take
least in
care,
Final
you hear
Fantasy
me?
XIV.
When all of this is over, we're going to celebrate. Together. Just you wait.
When will it be over? If I
I
don't...
should like that very much.
That'd be great.
Fare you well.
Well, I mean, I hope that happens at some point. 1,000 moms apart, we are united in purpose. Let us pray both our endeavors meet with success. Shall we then? So how long is it going to take for us to go to Doma? To even consider going to Doma? Wait, not just yet. I knew I'd forgotten something important. Lise, could you come with me? Me? What, now? Alright then. If you insist. Gotta plant the fucking tracking devices on her, too. Stop dressing like your old sister. Ooh. Start dressing like a Final Fantasy character from the 7 through 8 era. The redesign. What do you think? As you can see, I designed it to be light and loose, an outfit tailor-made to the needs of a skilled fighter like Lise. Your work never ceases to impress. Much more of this, and I may have to stop introducing you as the science receptionist and start calling you our preeminent seamstress. It's lovely, Tataru, thank you. I feel like I could take on a legion. I'm glad you like it, and with that, I'll delay you no longer. Safe travels. Then onward to Girabanya. Our first stop will be at Emerisak's. I can never say this one. Emerisak's Spire in the East Shroud, that grotty little lookout camp. It is funny the way that they've like progressively attempted to make the characters' designs more visually distinct. Without just, you know, I mean, it's not like there's a ton of build-up. Let's get out of here and head on over to the Hawthorne Hut. HH. Oh, you know what will tell me something? I'm gonna take a look. I'm gonna learn a thing while we're on our way to the hut. Where is Stormblood main scenario quests? Okay, so the first dungeon is not for a long ass time. So, I thought there might be one right here at the beginning, but there is indeed not. Hey, Alf. All are present and accounted for. When you're ready, my friend, pray inform the officer that we wish to proceed into Girabanya. Alphino does not sully himself by speaking with the help. We should depart as soon as possible, for Lisa's sake. Staring at the wall will do little to improve her state of mind. Ah, the signs of the 7th dawn. I were told to expect you. Shall I summon someone to escort you to wall? I apologize. This isn't the Johnny Depp one that I can take no responsibility for. That one was just inexcusable. There was no plan of any kind. Beasts of the old letters. And At the Mountains of Bandis audiobook that's 4 hours long. I didn't think that story was that long. Clink, clink. I do really appreciate attention given to maps because, as we've observed before, one of our founding goals here was that we have a sense of the geography of Eorzea, and we never did get that.
Once more. Me and my fellow scions, the warrior of light among us. Behind us, Baelsar's wall cutting the land in two. Freedom on one side, tyranny on the other. Tyranny and the promise of a new beginning. But one that could only be bought with flames and blood.
Stormblood, not just any old blood. We need that electrifying blood. Put it in my veins. Let's mainline it for the next 50 hours or so. And when I say mainline, I mean it might take us, you know, the full 50 days that remain until the expansion to get through this. I hope not. I mean, I hope we stay motivated. We could speed the process along by not talking to these NPCs, but honestly, there is no rush. I don't need to be at the end of fucking Endwalker immediately. Cryo. Quite an atmosphere here, isn't there? Everyone seems to be on pins and needles, though one can hardly blame them, given recent events. Well, hang on, we are somewhere totally new. Let's look around. Wow. I quite like this shadow of the wall marching out forever. All the way across the continent, I suppose, although this may be a bottleneck of a place. Yeah, it looks like it, in fact it is. I wish we could see it from above a little bit better. I suppose if we zoom out, we can. Where are we? Oh, no, okay, well. We've confused everything by moving. So we're there, and there's... Oh, wow, so we're going to be in Alamigo for a while. That's interesting. Nope, this shit just fucking... I mean, it's not the entire breadth of the continent, but... So this has been Alamigo all along, just northeast of Gridania. This is how you write Ala M-H-I-G. No, doesn't look like it's a... Oh, Girabanya is what that is. Girabanya. So that's an A. The B is like an at symbol. The N is like a U. We could read that. That's not so bad. So can we apply those lessons to read this? This is Zelfatol. So the P looks like a G. And the H looks like a K. T is an upside down L. Yeah, we could definitely get used to that. Alamigo, there's the K that's an H again. The G is a capital A. What was the at? Is the P, the G. The B is the weird at. Oh no, you can see it. There's the B and it just swoops around behind itself. I know this is just riveting for me to get cartographical and scriptographical. Oh, I should make Senkus do that. I won't break first. They got side quests here. King Kompai. It's been no easy task distributing provisions with so many soldiers. I shudder to think what could happen. Should our supply lines be cut off? There's barely enough to go around as it is. Supplies! Alright, well, this is cool. And I look forward to seeing what they've done with these new zones. This is a nice sweeping vista out here as well. Where, though, are our friends? Right here. What's everybody got to say? The Alliance has done well to repurpose these Imperial facilities for their own use so quickly. The General's in high spirits, don't you think? I know the feeling. Ooh, I think things are gonna go bad. to see the colors of so many nations, them Salominsa, Gridania, Ul'dah, now Ishgard, well nigh brings a tear to my eye. We have much to be proud of, everyone. Yeah, I suppose we do. So this is East End. Not too different from the rest of the Shroud, is it? Though truth be told, I'm not sure why I thought it would be. That's a very insightful observation, I'll say. That the lines men draw on maps have little bearing on the world that they try to live in. What is going on with those indicators? Greetings, scions. On behalf of the Eorzean Alliance, I welcome you to Castramorians. Thank you, General. We were relieved to hear that your forces secured the wall without incident. Have the Imperials made any attempt to retake the castrum since then? None, save for a few skirmishes between... Oh no, he was going to be he was a ribald barterman. Save for a few skirmishes between our scouts and their patrols, we've had barely any contact with them. But we all know it's only a matter of time before things escalate. As if attacking Baelzar's wall weren't enough, Ilberd summoned a primal right on their doorstep, and Garlemald does not like to let such shows of defiance go unanswered. It was a declaration of war, even if it was not Ilberd's to make, and now we are bound by it, for weal or for woe. The Scions stand ready to serve, General. What would you ask of us? As stated in my message, the Alliance will not proceed without the support and cooperation of the Alamegan people. We would have you serve as our emissaries and make contact with the Resistance. I don't know what we're doing with that. I don't like how that's going. Consider it done, General. I won't let you down, I swear. You're just another Tataru. Then I'll leave you to it. Godspeed. Ha! Of all the Castra in all the world, you walk into mine. Master Garland, what brings you here? A certain missing elegant weapon in Draconic Primal. Omega and Shinryu, I think the Shinobi called it. Anyway, we've been studying... it was Omega and Shinryu, I think the Shinobi called it. Anyway, we've been studying their trial of destruction, hoping it might lead us somewhere, which has singularly failed to do. Then 'tis like Omega fell to Earth in occupied territory, meaning it may already be in Imperial hands. Even so, it bears repeating that we engaged the stasis systems. Assuming the command was received and executed successfully, the weapon will be of no use to them. Assuming. We should hurry up and find it regardless. Goodbye. I got me off a mitt on. All the more reason to reach out to the Resistance. If we want to press into Girabanya, we'll need their blessing. I still don't know what that is. Everyone's counting on us. Let's not waste any more time talking. Already we move. Whoa! I don't know if I love that. I'm sure it will grow on us. Okay, what's your voice? Keep to the north and cross upstream. The Black Bridge belongs to the Garleans for now. I should just look up cowboy voices. What do people think a cowboy sounds like? For anyone who can determine the fate of Shinryu and Omega, if anyone can determine the fate of Shinryu and Omega, it's Master Garland. For now, let us remain focused on our current mission. The bridge over the Velotna River has always held great strategic importance, hence the Garleans' decision to transform it into a fortified installation. Needless to say, we will not be crossing there. Y'shtola. Were Omega not a threat to us all? Its effectiveness in subduing draconic foes would seem almost admirable. Such weapons are doomed to be misused. Let us pray we never have need of its services again. That was not how she would have said some of those words. I do hope you're not thinking about running off to help Master Garland. It is not your duty to solve all the world's problems, you know. And yet I am the only actor in it. What a strange thing. These takes the lead. As you probably heard, there are plenty of factions in the Resistance, so I'm taking us to see the one with the most influence. Their headquarters are located in a place called Ralger's Reach, an old temple to the east of here, across Velotna River. I learned a route that should allow us to avoid Imperial patrols. Stick with me, and we'll be there before you know it. We got like 20 minutes tops left in us. Yeah. Damn. Well, that's different for sure. Leshy. Look at you. You're vivid. Does this predate the Groot situation? I mean, of course, the idea of an Ent is absolutely nothing new. But the specific design's a little Grootish, perhaps. At the risk of upsetting the cartographic fraternity, I can't help observing that East End depends entirely on one's perspective. I mean, people don't even think of it as Gridania anymore, do they? It's so quiet, almost as though the Imperials haven't been here for some time. On your guard, the Imperials know these lands better than we. They call it East End because it marks the end of the Black Shroud. Note the sparser vegetation. That's right, Alphino. Put Kryl in her fucking place. Still with me? Good. From here, we'll head northeast toward the river. The water's not too deep, so we won't have to swim. Oh, Lise. Here's my prediction. We're going to find her anticipating something being a certain way. We're going to get there, and it's not going to be that way. And it's going to be rough. Not the most colorful landscape, but... We should not linger out here in the open. Y'shtola's right. We need to cross before the Imperials spot us. See, brother, nothing to worry about. Though no one will blame you for donning your buoyancy aids, just in case. At a glance, it certainly seems shallow enough. I don't see any soldiers. Good. Let's cross. I actually had envisioned this exact place myself. You're wondering about the tower to the south? There's a fucked up tower in this expansion. It isn't this one. Look at this Minecraft building structure style here. Single blocks. What was the... It's part of the Castellum Velodina. That's what the Imperials decided to call this old bridge after they fortified it. I call it a great big eyesore. Honestly, you can see the rotten banner from absolutely malms away. They never miss a chance to rub our noses in it, do they? Come on, we should keep moving. It's very interesting how matter-of-fact the relationship with the Imperials is. Like, the tension here of like, well, we're basically at war, basically forever. This situation absolutely cannot hold. We can't just... Yeah... I did just see that. What the fuck just happened to that bee? Ugh. I was envisioning a scene taking place here. It wasn't a totally original invention, though. I looked up mountainous rivers in sci-fi landscapes. Well, what the fuck is this? This is pretty cool. This looks like side quest country, or perhaps we brought back here Schism. Whoa. Damn. It's Geelid Boot. He's frosty. Boy, you looking like an observer. You got that Half-Life 2 drip. Maybe that's just your icicles. Well, this is a nightmare. What is a Geelid Boot? Geelid Boots. We gotta know. In the fringes. Yeah, I know Geelid means very cold or icy, fitting for a ghost in an ice cavern. Is this an ice cavern? This is not an ice cavern. Doesn't look like there's any, like, lore attached to this. Hard to know, though. Sometimes it comes from weird places, like it'll come from their triple triad card or something, and it's hard to know where those will be aggregated. Ooh. Wow. Damn, that tune coming on. What's going on here? This is a crashed tower? This must be a ballista bolt. Yeah. Man, what manner of war machines are they wielding? An orbital drop. It was quite a long walk if we had been on land. Been a while since we said that, huh? Hey folks, the melancholy music just came on. Are we there yet? So the reach lies beyond, but I do not see a path. And we didn't run afoul of even a single patrol. What a pleasant surprise, in that there were no surprises. But I at least did well. It is reassuring. Voiced? I'm sensing a voiced cutscene. Nope. We're here. On the other side of this pass is Ralger's Reach. So you say, but all I see are rocks. I presume there's some sort of trick to this. You're just gonna have to climb, boyo. Ah, maybe not. Indeed, a glamour. Good eye, Ishtola, or no eye. I take it they have a talented mage in their ranks, or mayhap an artificer trained in the modification of glamour prisms. Something like that. The important thing is it fools the Garleans. Oh, before we go in, I don't know if the Taru told you, but my friend Nago, the messenger who came to Rising Stones, is a member of this faction. So they know us, and they shouldn't attack us on sight. That said, they can be a bit jumpy, so let me lead the way, and don't go reaching for your weapons or anything. Deglam. And with a sprinkle of demasking dust, all is laid bare. Impressive or no, 20 years is a long time to even... Oh! Impressive or no, 20 years is a long time for even so complex a glamour to escape the Empire's notice. Yeah. Let us pray they are more amenable to our proposal. United, we stand to accomplish so much more. Seeing it now, I feel rather foolish for not having deduced it earlier. I suppose you could disguise almost anything with a glamour prism if you really wanted to. Have you ever used one? Why am I asking? Of course you haven't. Okay. Yeah, I know, never used one. All clear. Let's go, let's go. Oh, okay. For whatever reason in my mind, I was expecting a quest progression thing there. Cutscene, something, but no, we got to remain on foot. It was interesting. That was a kind of substantial modification to the state of the world as visible to us. They've done that before, right? I think in Heaven's Word there was a gate that didn't open until we'd finished part of the MSQ. Basically the same thing.
I remember the old stories. How the Breaker of Worlds came down from on high and cleft the earth with a single blow.
Oh, well, okay. So this was not the East. This is just Alamigo, which is also the East. Actually, I have no idea if Toma is to the East.
The loyal sons and daughters of Alamigo.
So, quick question.
Men and women whose souls still cried out for what was lost. For what could be ours again.
No Garleans use airships. They're not gonna see this shit. The towering statue. Never gonna look into that. I think the Garleans here might be in like disarray. You do get the sense that the Garleans don't do much good except for occupy. Anything beyond just military subjugation. I don't know if that's true. Maybe it is. Oh, this is also sprungy, irritating music. I can't help falling in love with you. Anyway. It's hard to feel at ease with that giant statue looking down on you. This temple was once home to the Fist of Ralgar, as I recall. Yes, falling in love with you. This temple was once home to the Fist of Ralgar, as I recall. Yes, there is no mistaking that statue. Ordinarily, I'd shudder at the thought of armed rebels trampling about an ancient temple of immense historical importance, but Ralgar is the breaker of worlds, so it seems rather appropriate, if anything. Fascinating. Massive, nigh-imperceptible glamour encompassing the entire valley. I see now how the settlement was able to escape the watchful eyes of Imperial airships. I asked the question, deliberately baiting the game to answer it. Mefrid. Oh, so you really came. I never thought I'd see you here, but I'm glad, Minago, a pleasure to see you again, and Krylish told that without whose help I might not be standing here today, at least not so soon. It's good to see Nago up and moving around. I wasn't there when she headed home, so I naturally assumed she'd left too soon. Always overdoing it, that one. Falling in love with you. That's really impressive. I wish it weren't so foggy right now. But because this is Final Fantasy XIV, I know that it is just that it's foggy right now, and not that the draw distance is deliberately terrible because everything looks bad in wide views. Anyway, it's late here, going on 11, and I think that we should call it for now before we get too into things. See you soon.